A lot of people have wondered, isn't COVID just like the flu? I mean, what's the big deal? Is it any different? It is much worse. And I have developed incredible respect for this virus in the months that I've taken care of people with it. Hi, I'm Dr. Manisha Juthani. I'm an infectious diseases specialist at Yale School of Medicine and an associate professor of infectious diseases and epidemiology. I'm very happy to join you today to play Plague Inc. I've been battling the COVID-19 pandemic for the last several months, both on the front lines as a physician taking care of patients, but also on a larger scale in our medical center and in the state, trying to educate people about COVID-19, protect our staff and students, and protect the people of Connecticut. So let's get started playing the game. I think the most important thing here is that it's very clear COVID-19 is not a game. It really helps us really understand what COVID-19 is in society today. So let's see how this game is to be played. It looks like you can choose different types of pathogens, a bacteria, a virus, a fungus. Today we're dealing with viruses with COVID-19, which are often the fastest things that go around, and particularly around the world. And let's look here, this task force, there are all these different people that are so important in managing a pandemic and a global pandemic, whether it be things related to ethics, bioterrorism, travel related to planes or boats, the economics of the different people that might be working on this. The fast response EMTs, these are the people you see going around in the ambulances and who are really our first responders to cases of COVID as they're occurring in real life in our communities around us. Looks like we've got, a number of different possibilities of things that we can do. And we want to fund to investigate an outbreak. Let's learn what's happening here. Have some government partnerships. BZFD21 is detected. I think that's the name of our virus. Our outbreak virus has now been identified in Egypt, and we have to figure out what kind of virus is this? How are people getting this virus? The only way to do that is to have, as I said, boots on the ground, people there talking to the people who've been infected, talking to the physicians and other people that are recognizing a new disease. And we can see here, we're looking at, the brain, the lungs, there are different types of people with pneumonia, fever. So you get an increase in temperature, maybe you're coughing. Okay, sneezing, fluid is discharged by sneezing. And you have systemic infection. That means it affects all different body parts and that many people are asymptomatic. Well, God, doesn't that sound familiar? We know that so many people are either coughing or sneezing, and that's how they transmit it to others. But some people are just talking or singing or shouting, hanging out with friends, and you don't even know you're infected, and you go ahead and infect a whole lot of other people. BZFD21 vaccine ready to research. Wow. That's what we need to get out of a pandemic, a vaccine. So early on, we're doing vaccine development. That's exactly what happened with COVID-19. Once that viral sequence was identified, the scientists could get to work to figure out, well, how are we going to be able to create a vaccine against that genetic code? Once you know the genetic code, that's how vaccine development can happen. Now we have to think about, furlough schemes. There are all these people who've lost their jobs and, are getting frustrated with how they're going to be able to live their lives and pay their bills. And, people are having outbreaks happening, going on at the same time. So much to digest and try to balance. And look at that authority. Okay, so, it went down a little bit. It went from 64 to 62, going down to 61. I think people are getting a little frustrated. They're losing jobs. When cases are out of control and healthcare providers are stressed and strained and hospital beds are very few and far between, the only way to stop spread is to lock down. Oh my God, BZFD21 has mutated. When they mutate, they're actually making a mistake. They're replicating so rapidly And sometimes those mistakes make them less fit and they kind of die off. And sometimes they make them stronger. Vaccine research slow, no, we don't want that. And so Central Europe starts a public awareness campaign. So important. Actually, I would say public awareness should have been one of the first things that were happening, not at this point. So a lot of the research has been completed. Yay, fantastic, vaccine on the horizon. But Iceland quits the health organization, the WHO? Well, why would you do that? This is the organization that helps keep the whole world together and has all the information coming from all parts of the world so you can benefit from the experience of other countries. Wow, thank God, vaccine development is complete. The vaccine is complete. Brighter days are on the horizon, but having it done doesn't mean that it's deployed around the world. And it also doesn't mean it's in the arms of people. We need a cohesive way for people to be able to get their vaccine in good time. Wow, we did great and we've won. People recovered. There are a lot of people healthy. A lot of people were infected. It's a great game. I think it's a great way for us to understand aspects of infectious pathogens and how we can do our part to save humanity in a given pandemic. I've heard that there are more people applying to medical school than ever before. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that there are young people that are ready to enter the workforce and take on the next health crisis that we will have, because there will be more. And hopefully we will have learned something from this one. I hope we don't have another one like this in our lifetimes, but we never know.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another episode of Professionals Play. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe because we got plenty more content. Check it out.